this is Cooking with LaLa. This is my debut video and I will be showing you how to cook. It's called Thai Peanut Noodles. Right here, these are the ingredients used. And to save time, I went ahead and prepped everything, or what we like to say in school is my mise en place. And what that is, that's a French word meaning everything in its place. It's best to, when you do go to cook a dish, get everything in order, whether it be your knife, your cutting board, your utensils, everything all at the same time so everything can run smoothly. And it's also best to clean as you go if time allows. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and break down this recipe. I shared this out on Natural Sunshine in my group, the Vegetarian and Vegan Food Recipe Swap. So I just wanted to, this is per request of a lot of my friends out there. And the recipe calls for half a cup of vegetable broth. It calls for 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, creamy peanut butter. It calls for 1 to 2 teaspoons of chili sauce, and it's according to whatever you like, whether it be mild or hot. I chose mild, and I also chose sweet. So this is Magi. I got it at Kroger, so it wasn't hard to find. And it calls for 1.5 teaspoons of minced fresh ginger. That's what it looks like when it's minced. Calls for 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, pressed or minced, and I cheated. I went ahead and used got this at the Dollar Tree, so I got this whole jar for $1, and it's just already minced garlic, so that saves a lot of time. And it calls for an 1/8 ounce of udon or linguine noodles. And today I will be using, these are the Eden Organic Soba pasta. These are made with buckwheat, so I've never tried these before, so I'm looking forward to see how they taste. And this is 8 ounces exactly. But the good thing with recipes are you never have to follow them to the letter. You can do whatever you want to do. You can either take away or add to, whatever is your fancy. And for the garnish, I'll be doing, you use chopped green onions, which these are the entire green onion, but you just use the green stalks, and that's what some people call chives as well. You use limes, calls for 2 limes cut into quarters, and then it also calls for chopped peanuts. I'm not going to follow it to the letter today because I'm only making 2 servings, and that's for me and my fiance. So I'm kind of cutting back on the lime and the peanuts. Oh, and also it calls for fresh cilantro, which you can see. This was a Mother's Day gift, so I will be using this for the 2nd time. So I'm excited about that. So let's get started. I went ahead and started my water. It calls to cook the noodles according to directions. So I salted my water a little bit, and it's at a rolling boil. So I'm going to go ahead and start my noodles. And to make them easier to eat, I'm actually going to break them in half. So while that's cooking, you can go ahead, the directions call to, basically you add everything else, and you're going to cook that on the stove until it is well combined. Yeah. Stop that, Michael. Really, anybody really needs to. That is my dryer, folks. I do apologize. And I've noticed with this recipe, a lot of the ingredients have quite a bit of sodium in them. So if you're concerned about sodium, you could cut back on a lot. Like the called for soy sauce, but I use the Bragg's liquid aminos, which tastes just like soy sauce, and it's not even a fraction of what regular soy sauce is. So that's an option. Or you could just omit it altogether, because with the peanuts, they have sodium, peanut butter, and I'm sure the vegetable broth has sodium in it as well. Yes, it has over 500 milligrams, so this can be a very salty dish. So I'm going to get this started now before I add this to the stove. And as you can see, I'm just whisking it, pre-whisking it before I add it to the stove. So give it a good stir, and I will be back once this is cooked. Hello, I'm back. So the noodles cooked as directed. I cooked them for 7 minutes, and they're nice and al dente, as they say. It's not too soft and not too hard. And as you can see, these buckwheat noodles, they kind of resemble like cardboard, but they taste really good. So this is the sauce, and that's all cooked up. So I'm just gonna pour that over the noodles here. Make sure I get all of it. And then I'm just going to give it a nice toss. I know what I forgot to add. The recipe doesn't call for chicken, but I was going to add some of the soy mock chicken to it. And it's still not too late. I can always just go ahead and kind of heat it on the stove in some olive oil. So that did it, covered it really nicely. So after you get them good and mixed, then you divide them between 4 bowls, but like I said, I'm only doing it for 2. So I will have lunch for tomorrow. As equally as I can. And then you take the peanuts and my fresh cilantro that smells so good. Top that. I'm gonna borrow a little bit from a friend over here. And then you set the limes on top of the dish, because you're supposed to squeeze the juice into the noodles right before you eat. So, and for this special occasion, I have my chopsticks. And these are more or less chopsticks for dummies, because they have a, they're attached, they're not separate. Found these out on Amazon for a really good price. So, see that right there? They stay intact. And I will take pictures of this because you can't really see it. But, there you go. Quick and easy. It barely even took about 10-15 minutes. Probably with prep time, took a total of 20 minutes. So thank you for watching and enjoy. Bye bye. Take care.